dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, in Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man, A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on? Listen, guys, I apologize. My camera is acting up right now, so we're going to try to do something real quick, and we're going to try to get this thing fixed. All right. Let me see here. All right, cool. Because my camera is acting up as always. So I'm going to shut it down and bring it back up. But hey, listen, appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Afterglow show. Listen, it's your boy Scotty. You already know my co-host. You know what I'm saying? Is that Kofi, but we're going to get right to it. But hey, listen, man. I'm not technically late. I'm not late because the show is usually at 8. So I'm technically early. Technically early. Okay. So just a little technicality. You know what I'm saying? Just a little technicality right there. But other than that, we good to go. But as anyway, without further ado, please give it up for my co-host, Kobe Hbcu.
What up? Why? What up? Why?
What's good, Cole?
What's good, man?
Man, this camera, bro. This camera is my issues, man.
Oh, your camera being petty.
Yeah, we back. All right, cool.
All right, let's go.
Listen, we get there. What's going on with you, Cole? Talk to me.
Ain't nothing too much, man. How are you?
They see it. They see it already. Boy, the boy that upgraded. He said, "Listen," he said, "I'm official now. You know, I'm official. Gotta get right. Gotta get right."
Microphone. I'd like to give special thanks to all of my wonderful people out there. In
Oh,
HBCU
man.
land.
We loving it. They loving it. But what's good with you, Cole? How your week been?
It's been busy, man, and Lord knows it's been so hot, bro. We had a tennis tournament on Saturday here in Jacksonville with a lot of our juniors and stuff, and so I had a few of my players to come over from Tallahassee, and they did well. But bro, it was hot out there. I was like, jeez, it was hot, and I had to stay from I want to say till about from 8 a.m. till about. We were on the court till about 9 o'clock.
Ooh.
It was a busy day. Parents coming in, everybody, you're talking to everybody smooth. But bro, I was like, whoo, it's hot. This is hot. But you watch it. The thing about it, when you're watching your players get out there and play, you can't talk to them like you would in every other sport, which I think is ridiculous. But you can't say anything. You can borderline like give encouragement, and it's kind of like, when they got off the court, by the time the last match, I was like, look, I told you to hit the ball over across the court. Next time when this happened, please do that, because it's hot out here and I'm ready to go home. We could have been home 30 minutes ago had you hit the ball where I told you to hit it like we was doing. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's the heat talking. I'm sorry.
Nah, listen, that heat was no joke, man. Me and my son, we was out today walking around, went to a couple. Oh, you know what I want to bring up? Hey, man, listen. I've been sleeping on Kohl's, okay? I thought Kohl's was for old people, right? Like, I was like, I'm walking, so like Key was always talking about, she's like, hey, have you been to Kohl's? And I'm like, Kohl's? I'm like, Kohl's is for old people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I grew up, Kohl's, my mom would go to Kohl's and get pots and pans. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to Kohl's. Man, I walked into that Kohl's to return an Amazon package. Man, it's so nice.
Kohl's got it going on now.
I'm looking around why didn't nobody tell me about Kohl's? This is so nice. Man, I was like, dang, this is nice. So Kohl's is my new favorite store. But anyway, let's get right into it. We got a couple topics. We're going to get started. And the reason why we started so early is because of the NBA Finals. Game 5, 2-2. Who you got, Cove?
Man, the Warriors done woke up, but I was scared at first. I was like, because, I'm a Heat fan and stuff. So I was like, I didn't really necessarily think that we had a chance to beat this team. The Celtics is playing hood ball a little bit, but I think the Warriors done woke up, and I feel like they're not gonna finna lose no more.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, I had Celtics in 6. I'm sticking with Celtics in 6. I want to say something about this game 4, bro.
Warriors.
First of all, Celtics had that game in the freaking bag. They had it in the bag, and they just started shooting threes. And
what they do.
I'm not talking about the Warriors shooting threes. I'm talking about the Celtics forcing and shooting shots that they don't typically shoot. Like you're forcing threes when you could have been driving to the basket. It's really frustrating to watch their offense late into games because they go heavy ISO. It's really annoying. And I stand on the fact that Steph Curry does not make anybody better. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what it is. He can put up 40. He can give you 40 or whatever, 35. I don't believe he makes anybody better. He would never be in the LeBron conversation for me. So no, you can at me on that. You can do whatever you want. He would never be in that stratosphere of. That's not it. I'm tired of hearing people compare him. He's not LeBron. Don't even fix your face to put that light-skinned Bama in the box with LeBron. And at the end of the
why you got to go off on him? I mean, LeBron is LeBron. Why you got to be a Bama and everything?
I've been waiting to do this. I've been waiting to have this moment right now, right? Because I'm sick and tired of all the shimmying and all the 1, 2, and 3. He gets to do all that crap. He gets no criticism. He gets no criticism for all the showboating that he does, right? And LeBron can't do nothing right. It's a dark skin versus light skin thing. I don't care what nobody says. People, that I'm telling you, man, if LeBron was doing all that and doing all that 1, 2, 3 and all that other stuff, people would condemn LeBron for that. They be loving that crap that Steph Curry be pulling. He has to be the most showboatingest Bama ever. And it's annoying. Great guy, great human.
But Larry Bird used to do the same thing too. Larry Bird, they say of all the players in the NBA that played during that era, they're like, man, Larry Bird be talking cash-ish.
Yeah, they say
all the time.
Yeah, they say he was the best trash talker.
It was like, holy moly, bro. He is like on a whole different level of trash talk. But you wouldn't have known it based off how everybody covered the game. And the media shows you what they kind of like want you to see about the athlete. And I think that Seth, his Curry's youthful look kind of beguiles people and it draws people in, and that's what they see, man. So yeah.
Listen, I'm the president of the nutsack defender of LeBron James. Okay, I am the president of the organization. Started it in 2015. Okay, listen, I am here for it. Okay, nutsack defender is me, LeBron James. That's my guy, and I'm gonna stand. My guy, so you guys be out here, and Paris is my vice president. Okay, stop playing with me. Stop playing. Don't be disrespectful to my man LeBron. That just don't sit well with me because he do all that light skin, he do all this, and he doing all this and all that type of that stuff. I'm telling you, if any other. If any other dark-skinned player was doing all that foolishness, they would not be so, oh my God, Steph, oh man. If I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just leave it at that. But I got Celtics in 6. You said you got Warriors in 6?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this thing is going 7, to be honest.
I think it's going 7. Yeah, I think it's going 7. I think it is too, but oh God, it gets on my nerves, man. It makes me freaking sick. It was at one point I really just needed to get that off my chest, and I just thank God I have this platform to do so, and people can hear me and say if I'm right or wrong, but I don't care. All right, Bayou, little tidbit right here. Bayou Classic time change from 4 p.m. to 1 p.m. Is it a big deal, Kof?
Not really. The people that's going to attend the game are going to attend the game, but that 4 p.m. give people a chance to get lit before they go up into the dome. You get a chance to tailgate. Now your tailgate time is cut tremendously, but it ain't gonna affect the crowd necessarily. The people that go to the Classic are going to the Classic.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The last 2 Bayou Classics, I done fell asleep on them. They've been that boring. I don't give a damn if it was at 9:30. Okay, because the game. I've been calling it the Pop Warner Classic for the last 2.
You didn't think last year's game was good?
No,
bro. I didn't even give Grambling an opportunity to freaking win the game. I did.
That's how bad both teams were. Southern was supposed to win the game, and Grambling was so bad that they ended up being good. How is that even possible? You so bad. Listen, Elijah Walker couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat in the middle of the Pacific next to the Titanic. And all of a sudden, come on, man. Stop playing me, man.
I like to hear, but after last year's debacle with everything that they went through, you know, having to eat cereal all year long and then, you know, not getting no breakfast like the way they should, for them to rebound the way that they did. I love to hear, and this is one of my secret things, I really love to hear the Grambling crowd go, GS, GS,
yeah, that's
GS, GS, you. I thought you knew.
Yeah, that's
gotta be right, bro.
That Jake's legit.
That's right. Legit. Yes, sir.
That Jake's legit. I can't even fake on that. I can't. They ain't even do that. They did it when I was at the spring game, but nobody really got behind it. So I ain't really feel like I was, being a part of it. But it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. So just a little something like that. But I like I said, until I think this year is probably gonna be the best Bayou Classic. Hopefully, because of the big names going into it. But yeah, Kobe, I got a new show, man. Show.
Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Stop it. Stop, man.
Ooh, hey. On the next episode of FAMU Foolishness. Oh, that's actually pretty.
What in the world didn't happen now?
It's actually pretty catchy if I do say so myself. Oh my God. Listen, what are we?
Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Why?
Oh, why does she still have a job? Why does this woman still have a job, Kobe?
Because she's under contract and we can't pay to fire her right now. But here's the deal. I'm going to say this. She has had to endure. I knew that last season was, in fact, a wash. Okay. With COVID and then her having to have missed over 14 practices because of COVID, other players missing because of COVID being positive, that whole positive tested thing. They had no real continuity on the team. That affected their play on the court. In addition to that, when you have the construction and stuff that's going on, the players didn't have 24/7 access into the gym to be able to practice on the level, that you would if you're trying to run a first-class program. It's just one of those things that basically happened. They had taken up the gym floor at Gaither Gym, so that was another floor that they would have had. But then you had 3 teams trying to share one freaking floor, and that's just unacceptable. Okay, so having to deal with all that. My only disappointing thing that I can honestly say with Coach Pillow is this. And this is something that I can't necessarily blame her, because if you don't understand it, you have to talk to your people in the higher ups to help you with that. And that's your social media presence and prowess. And that to me is a university-wide thing. I think it's an AD thing that they have to go in. And FAMU needs to hire somebody that strictly does, or a team of people that strictly does COVID stuff. But yeah, when you got a first-year coach and you don't have everybody out there and you missing your coach for 14 days, that's a big deal. You don't screw up. Not to mention, we weren't all that good going into the year anyway. We knew that this year was going to be a wash. My only issue with her, again, is the social media issues. My issue with her is the social media presence. And I want to see more aggression with the recruitment. Like North Florida, quiet as it's kept, is a hotbed for women's basketball. Florida in general is a hotbed for women's basketball. We send people, in fact, right down the street at FAMU DRS to Louisville, to other places. And so for FAMU to have FAMU DRS, Rickards, Florida High, Gadsden, Ribault, Rains, I want to say the Potter's House, right there within a freaking 2-hour radius. I'm like, you got to sign some people now. You got to go out and get some gold teeth girls out there with some braids in their hair and stuff like that. Get out there and it's gonna fight for the ball. I don't care. They can look good, they can look bad, but as long as they make FAMU look good on the basketball court, I am cool. So what I'm saying is, this was this is AD Gaucher's hire. She didn't have any head coaching experience coming in. And it's kind of showing. But having met her, I believe that she does have an idea of what she wants, but she's got to quickly do it because people, FAMU don't have a lot of patience for stuff like that.
Man, you know what I hear? A lot of excuses. I hear a whole bunch of excuses. Listen, man, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. Your team does look good in Instagram, on TikTok. They look real good on social media.
They got followers. They got all kinds of stuff. We need to get some W's. That's just straight up. I'm just saying, for this team coming into the season, we knew going in that we weren't going to be good. Just dealing with all the stuff they had to deal with.
Stop. You can trip and fall over 10 wins in a SWAC.
You say that, but Southern's got a good team. Cookman always is good, decent. Jackson State, we knew how to stick. Bama State is always halfway good. Grambling is decent. The other schools out west, I don't know, did we play them? UAPB is halfway decent. She's got to really get in there. And I think if all hands are on deck, then boom. Me personally, this is just me. I wasn't necessarily happy with the hire to begin with, just because we have Tallahassee Community College right there, which is a national championship junior college program right there in the city. And the coach wanted to coach at FAMU, and we didn't go with that guy. I was kind of like, what are we doing? That's the toughest region in the country in JUCO basketball. And we didn't hire. I was like, we were all like, please hire this dude. Then you got right down the street, you got a high school team that basically wins state every single year. Didn't get a look. So at first, I was kind of like, she ain't got no head coaching experience. The only thing on her resume that really stood out was the fact that she was in a Power 5 program and that she served under Pat Summitt and played under Pat Summitt. Which is a big deal. You got to learn. So hopefully something has rubbed off. But really, I want to see more aggressive and positive recruitment, being able to recognize talent, because that's the lifeblood of your program. And even if I've got to overturn the roster somewhat and find a way to make sure that these girls get taken care of, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be out front selling the program. I don't see that energy from her right now.
Absolutely not. I don't see any salesmanship. Because if you was playing with Pat Summitt, you could at least call up Candace Parker. You can, if you've been under Pat Summitt, that Tennessee bond, you can call up Candace Parker. She could be a recruiting tool for you. You know what I'm saying? Come to a camp or something like that. Reach out. Listen, the fact that
whole thing with the camp is huge because, again, they doing stuff with the floor. Stuff going on. But my point is, hey, we're going to hold a camp at TCC. We're going to hold a camp at the Civic Center. We're going to hold a camp at FAMU DRS. They got a floor. All we need is a floor and an opera and some sponsors to get behind the program to make sure that the kids that attend the camp are able to eat, and we can get some Nelia for them, something. But any sports program at your school, like if I'm an AD somewhere, I'm like, look, love you guys. I'm here. We want championships. I want to do whatever I can to make sure you get championships. Let me tell you, we got to have a camp in every sport. Like before you all look down, I want to see a camp of some sort. Whatever we got to do to get that done, we have to get that done in every sport. I'm going to do whatever I can to make that happen. You have to have a camp.
Man, at the end of the day, Pillow is relaxing and thing.
Lay your head on my pillow. Relax.
Stupid. But that was it. That was on the episode of
You wrong, man. You wrong. But hey, if we get your ratings up, FAMU Foolishness get that ratings up. I'm trying to tell you because we be doing some stupid ish from time to time. But yeah, it is what it is.
FAMU Foolishness. All right, next up, swag ticket prices, right? So I was in the spaces and I asked the question to the SWAC and the Elite Eight of the ticket prices and the lack of price increases. What do you have to say about that, Kof?
You're trying to generate revenue. Now I know a lot of our guys, especially in our Mississippi counterparts, don't like to, put a challenge out in terms of raising ticket prices, but HBCU football is an incredible brand, but we don't treat it like that from a price standpoint. If I got to pay nothing less than $100 to go see Beyonce, I can pay $50 to get a football game and a band with a 0 quarter halftime show and fifth. You get 2 bands with all that, plus your food and your tailgate and your atmosphere. $50. That's easy if you ask me. Now, a lot of us just like to complain about, oh my God, we can't be broke forever, guys. A game at the University of Alabama, you're going to be paying at least $75 minimum. And if it's a big game and you don't have like a season, you're talking about $300 and some odd bucks.
Well, they about
$1,000.
They about to knock you across the head. They about
$5,000. Let alone what you're going to pay for parking just trying to get within a mile of the stadium. So the ADs and whoever the leadership is have to do a better job of communicating what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it, and make it happen, man. We got to do that. We need revenue.
My thing is this. It does not, like, for anybody on here talking about don't raise the ticket prices, life does not work that way. The price of milk.
Everything else is going up. Bread has gone up.
The price
gas
of
has gone up.
The price of gas has gone up. The price of rent has gone up. Naturally, everything goes up in time. And the biggest thing for me is, even if you don't want to raise all the ticket prices, if the game that you're going to is an epic game or has a battle for something, let's say Alabama State versus Jackson. They both come in undefeated in the conference. That ticket price should not be the same as if it was them both in a losing record. That does not make sense. That game, if it's for the conference championship, if it's for something important within the conference or within the division, those prices should go up. And the people who want to see the game are going to see the game, because that eliminates all the foolishness of just seeing halftime.
We got to do better, man. I mean, again, if you're paying, like the police charge our schools to monitor or be around the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that you're paying for them in uniform, but you're also paying for their gas to get to the game with their cars. Okay? So if that is the case, that has to go into the ticket price, because we got to pay the security people to be there regardless.
Yeah.
All the people that work the game, you're paying them a set rate, but you're also paying for their gas. Guess what? The price of gas has gone up. So we have to factor that in as a part of the price. It's just basic business, man. I think that we just need to shift in our mentality. I think that we need to start thinking so low. I think $20 for a ticket is getting away basically with murder.
That's highway murder, highway robbery. Okay.
And then we wonder why we don't have stuff, because we're not generating the right kind of revenue. But the same people will pay $500 for a Beyonce ticket.
To me, listen,
or to get their hair done.
This is the thing for me, and I'm gonna say this, and people get mad. I don't give a damn. Why, if you wouldn't expect to pay $100 for a ticket at a game, why would you expect the TV to give you an outrageous deal? You don't even see the own value in your own stuff. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's like you telling me, yo, I wouldn't pay $5 for the couch, but then you want somebody else to go pay $100 for your couch. That doesn't make sense. You won't even invest in your couch. You won't even go if the game prices went up to $80. If reserve lower level seats were $80, half of y'all Bamas wouldn't even be at the game. But you want somebody outside of your HBCU network to pay you an absorbent amount for your TV rights? Why would I do that? You won't even, come on, man. What are we talking about, man? That doesn't even make sense, man. So the thing is, you are what somebody's willing to pay for. That's really what it is. You are what willing somebody. So if the HBCU, if the schools don't think that their product is worth raising prices, as life is raising prices, as everything around you is getting raised, other than the ticket prices, they don't see the own value in what your own football.
I agree. I mean, there's nothing else really to be said. I just think we have to step up our mentality. We pay for everything else. We go to Cheesecake Factory and don't even question the price at all. You know, we go to Papados or whatever restaurant we go to, we don't even question the price at all because we want to be there. You know, we need to stop devaluing our own stuff.
That is fair and that is positive. All right, let's get it. All right, next is HBCU top 10 coaches. And I want to give a shout out to my man, Alan Darby on Instagram. He sent this to me and I was like, oh yeah, we talking about this ASAP. Right. So I want to bring up the article first and I want to give some context to how he came about it. So if anybody has a problem with it, you can be like, oh, I see how he came up with that, blah, 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 blah. All right. Cause I'm at least fair in that aspect. So let me share this screen real quick. All right. So it says ranking HBCU head football coach. This is Sports Illustrated. The link is in the description below. This is from Kyle T. Mosley. I interviewed him on the channel. Sports Illustrated, HBCU legends. He says ranking HBCU head football coaches isn't easy, especially when it comes to ordering the top 10 in the SWAC, MEAC, CIAA, SIAC, and the OVC. I polled HBCU fans, media, and personalities for their appearance. He didn't come to me, so I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Who are the top 5 most powerful HBCU football coaches in 2022 on Twitter and Facebook? Then I expanded it to the top 10 coaches, right? Interesting. Many put aside their HBCU rivalries and logically gave an input on the subject. Initially, a few were timid, but the rankings started to roll in. I decided on a formula. I want to listen. Please pay attention to this. I use HBCU's previous year's winning percentages, conference ranking, conference strength, 2020-21 recruiting impact, coaching staff, media, social media, fan base influence to determine the top coaches. Point values of 0 to 5. 5 the best were assigned to each coach per category. New head coaches to the SWAC, Hugh and Eddie Robinson Jr., the real estate agent, receive a pass for 2021. I did give them extra weight on the win columns for the NFL experience. It's subjective, but I felt the new coaches deserve a sort of equity to their already standing colleagues. Now, before I get into the rankings, what do you feel about the requirements, Kof?
I think that's fair. You know, and anybody that has their own rankings has the right to set whatever criteria they want to because it's their rankings. So I don't have a problem with it at all.
I'll say this. This is not a historical coaches poll. All right. This is current coaches. All right. I'm going to say this. In my opinion, the standard is dumb. Because if you give new coaches an opportunity to be a top 10 coach when they have done nothing in the SWAC, your voting, the rankings is dumb. It just doesn't make sense to me. How can you, in logically, I'm going to give you a ranking when you've done nothing other than recruit, and I'm going to put you over top of people who've actually got wins? That makes no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me. It's no reason Eddie Robinson Jr. shouldn't even be in the discussion of top 10 nothing. Maybe real estate agents, not coaches. What are you talking about? What are we talking about?
I agree. I agree with that. Look, I agree with that sentiment right there, right? But influence is everything with that. Now, a person like your number one criteria should be wins and losses, your winning percentage, but then also your ability to influence culture and shift culture. I think all of that in terms of building a brand, I think that needs to be a part of the equation as well. And if you're bringing and generating interest into your program, I think that's cool. But I will say that definitely your winning percentage needs to be first and foremost.
Listen, this is what gets me. I did give them extra weight in win columns for their NFL experience. What does that have to do with college coaching? The NFL got nothing to do with college coaching. You just give. I like that you have NFL experience, but that ain't got nothing to do with nothing in college football. What are we talking about?
But my thing is, just for them, because all these polls do is this, in my opinion, is this clickbait. And then people like yourself and myself, we come on, we analyze, we break down, we critique, we discuss, we talk about it, and all they do is get more clicks. So, at the end of the day, let's come up with a poll. Let's go and do it.
Yeah, I might do it. I'm gonna tell you this. When I read the honorable mention, I'm honestly, I could have threw the whole thing away. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because once you read the honorable mention, you're gonna be like, how in the hell is this not possible? But we'll do it, right? This is the honorable mention of the HBCU top 10 coaches: Trey Oliver, Connell Maynard, Eddie George, Eddie Robinson Jr., and Reggie Ruffin. Now, how Connell Maynard gets an honorable mention, I can't understand it.
Yeah, I think that's bad. That's wrong.
Now, if you want to go Eddie George and Eddie Robinson Jr. honorable mention, I have no issues with that. Whatever, cool, whatever. But the mere fact, and first of all, he spelled Connell Maynard's name wrong in his article. I had to recheck it because I'm looking at, he put Cornell. It's Connell, sir. All right. And the mere fact that you misspelled it and you got him in honorable mentions is disrespectful.
I agree.
Disrespectful.
Connell Maynard is definitely a top 10. Definitely a top 10 coach. He led a Division II team through the playoffs all the way to the finals. Now, why they got kicked to sleep in the finals, again, navigating the playoffs is not easy. And he was really the only HBCU coach to bring his team all that far in any division in the playoffs in a long time. So he gets the credit for that. Plus, he won Alabama A&M's SWAC title in 2020.
2021.
2021, spring 2021, right?
Yeah. So
he just did it.
Crazy.
That wasn't easy either.
All right, let's get to the top 10. Let's get to the 10. Dawson Odoms at Norfolk State. Listen, if you're going by what he did at Southern, I have no issue with this. But if you're talking about Norfolk State, that's a no. Okay, that's a no for me. Gabe Gardenia, Alabama. Listen, number 8. People, listen, this dude at number 8, Quentin Morgan, is legit. You can say, it's a lot of people on here. I'm like, that Bama right there, Quentin Morgan, is legit. That Langston University, a lot of people don't know what he's been doing there. He's definitely been doing his thing. Fred McNair at number 7 to me is crazy. It's like, to me, what I want to know is this. Is it what have you done for me lately, or what have you accomplished? Because if it's what you've done for me lately, okay, cool. But if it's what you was accomplished, it's no way Fred McNair is not top 5. It's no way possible. Damon Wilson, I got it. Okay. Top 5. Here we go. You got anything before I move on? You got anything with this, Kof?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. Going to top 5 to 4. How Hugh Jackson is number 5 is disrespectful.
You should not be in there at all right now. And that's straight up.
Bro.
You shouldn't be in there at all.
Top 5? Top 5? Listen, man. Eric Dooley number 4. What are we like? What are we doing? He has one season to where he takes PV to the SWAC championship. That makes him number 4 over McNair. Willie Simmons, I don't like that at number 3. Me personally, I don't think he can win the big game. That's just me. Buddy Pugh, I will put him over Dion because he beat him in the head-to-head. I've done more, and I beat you head-to-head. I got to be number 1. I got to be number 1. So I don't know, man. This list to me is just it's everywhere. It's just everywhere. There's no. I don't get it. I would have Dion number 2, Buddy Pugh number 1, and the only reason is because of the simple fact of on the field, head to head in the biggest game, he mollywopped you.
Literally,
mollywopped you. So how is Buddy Pugh not number 1? Does not make sense. I wouldn't have Willie Simmons at number 3. He would probably be number 5 to me. I would move Fred McNair either 4 or 3. Who else? Damon Wilson will probably be top 5 for me because he does more with less. And then a lot of those guys will just be like 6, 7, and 8. You know what I'm saying? Like 6, 7, and 8. But I don't. And Maynard, I would have maybe Maynard at number 6, number 7, something like. But an honorable mention for Coach Maynard is just pure disrespect. And people are saying the NCAT coach, Sam Washington, like
right. He's got 4 celebrations. How many celebration votes does he have? 2?
2 or 3.
He's got 2.
What are we talking about? You know, like this is just ridiculous to me, man. Like,
well, that's what happens when you have, just people doing stuff. But like I said, I don't really. It's their poll, so we need to come out with a poll and call it a day. That's how we do that.
This is just wow.
Maynard definitely needs to be there, and
Absolutely.
Hugh Jackson has not done anything, but he is extremely influential. His name's out there, so it's cool.
Even if this is what you've done for me lately, there's no way you can put a Buddy Pugh under Dion when I've beat you head to head. It does that now. That don't even make no sense. Now, if you want to go 22 and you have Willie Simmons because he went to the playoffs and Eric Dooley, if it's what you done for me lately, Hugh Jackson shouldn't even be on this joker.
It's recruitment, it's hype, that's what it's about right now. That's what I see this poll is in terms of hype and potential influence.
And it's not disrespect for Dion to be number 2, even though he has that the number 1 player. It's no disrespect to him. It's just on the field.
Buddy beat him.
Down. Come on, man. So it's just that for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything else is all subjective when you get to it. Willie Simmons, if you just talk about purely 2021, okay, I'll give it to Willie Simmons. Maybe he's number 4, maybe he's number 3. All right, you want him. Even if you go off 2021, right? There's no way Connell Maynard is not on this list. Like,
absolutely.
Come on, bro. Like, he's not.
He went 8-3 last year. He only lost.
No defense. Quit no defense. I'm talking about literally no defense. So, listen, man, they just let anybody out here just make stuff up. So, it's interesting.
They're just looking for content right now, something to talk about. But, I'm in agreement with you. You should not be on the list just yet.
Yeah,
and show something.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's like a kid who's coming in as a freshman. You want him. That's like putting Travis Hunter as the best DB, and he's never played in college football. I can't do that. And it's no disrespect to the hype. There's no disrespect to the player that you want him to be. He just hasn't done it on the field. So it's no way I can put him over top of people who've done it on the field. It just doesn't make sense. This is me personally. Until he proves it, if he's the best player, he's going to prove it. And then next year when the rankings come out, guess who's going to be number 1? The guy who dominated on the field. It just makes that much. That's just how I roll. All right, Kofi. HBCU top 3 upcoming games. All right, I got your list up first. This is what you went with. Break it down for the people.
All right. Jackson State versus FAMU in the OBC. That is definitely, everybody's going to be looking forward to that game to see if Coach Simmons and them have made the right adjustments and if they're ready to beat Jackson State. Because the last three, first of all, Jackson State FAMU always comes down to the last few seconds, and something crazy always happens. So let's see if FAMU has made the adjustment. It's just huge, and that's going to set the tone for the rest of the SWAC. Now, the Contract Bowl, Eddie George and them have I'm sorry. The Southern Heritage Classic, Eddie George and them have loaded up. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think that Jackson State's going undefeated this year in terms of SWAC play or what they had on their schedule. I see at least 2 or 3 losses, to be honest. And this is going to be another test for JSU. And then Prairie.
I typed it because I was copy and pasting trying to hurry up, but it's supposed to be the Dooley game. Game.
Dooley Bowl.
The Dooley Bowl.
Okay. The Dooley Bowl, I think, is huge. Because I know Prairie View is not devoid of talent. Nobody's going to necessarily pick them to win the West. But I think if you sleep on Prairie View, I think you've got another thing. But they're going to be extremely motivated to beat their former coach. And, obviously Southern's going to be motivated because Prairie View mollywopped them last year on their homecoming. So that's going to be huge. But the game's going to be out there in Texas. So we're going to see, buddy. We're going to see if Prairie View's going to be able to defend their house. And definitely FAMU versus South Carolina State, as honorable mention. I think that's going to be a huge game between the MEAC and the SWAC. It always is a big one. And the fact that FAMU beat South Carolina State down, South Carolina State was saying, we missed a few people in our game. We didn't have all our starters, and that's why we lost. Well, we finna see. So I think it's going to be great with the 101 and 100. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere and a great game up there in Orangeburg.
I like it. Let me get to some of these comments because some people pissing me off. All right. Charles Baker, that's a fair point. I'll give you that one. It says most powerful, not best coach. I give you that. That's a great point. Still don't like the list though. This Bama and Shiat, the guy who needs you really need it, this one, and this kid don't do enough homework for real. Like he should be focused on graduating high school. This kid right here. All right, he should really be focused on graduating high school. Listen.
But he spelled pole, P-O-L-E. It's P-O-L-L.
He should really focus.
What pole he looking at?
Listen, he should really focus on graduating high school. I keep trying to tell this kid he's worried about the wrong thing. My thing is this, right? If you look at the schedules, they're different. South Carolina, if you gave Jackson State South Carolina State schedule with the Power 5 teams alone, you're coming out with 2 losses. You're coming out with 2 losses, easy. All right, so it's not in the sense of just saying, okay, yeah, we got the better schedule. Well, clearly it wasn't better enough to get your butt not whooped in the Celebration Bowl. And the SWAC has continuously been getting their ass whooped in the Celebration Bowl. So I talked to a MEAC guy on the phone before I go to my games. I talked to a MEAC guy on the phone. He said, Scotty, the MEAC and the SWAC are always going to look different in terms of record and in terms of, he said, so you're usually always going to have a MEAC team come in 6-5, 7-4, because they play a lot of out of conference games, including they play up a lot. So it's nothing for a MEAC team to come in with 2 or 3 losses. And then on top of that, having to deal with in conference play. You know what I'm saying? So they say it doesn't, just because you see us with a 6-5 record or a 7-4 record does not mean we have not been tested. So I think when you're looking at that, you have to understand the schedules in which they're scheduling to even be competitive within the MEAC. A lot of these dudes are scheduling 2 Power 5 teams, 1 Group of 5, 1 Power 5. So it's just something you need to know. I really like. I think the aspect of the PV and Southern game it gets me interested because of just the whole Dooley revenge. You know what I'm saying? Like PV, Dooley, and stuff like that. The Southern Heritage Bowl or the Contract Bowl, it interests me because of what Eddie George is bringing. I'm not going to lie to you. Before his recruitment period, I was like, oh, this game's going to be a wash. You know what I'm saying? But when you see what Eddie George is bringing, when you see what Deion's bringing, you're like, yo, this could be one of the best games of the absolute freaking year if it goes the way the talent on the field says it is. And the FAMU and South Carolina State game, I think that game is in Orangeburg.
Correct.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be they gonna look for all the they looking for that. They are definitely looking for that revenge. And of course, OBC is what the OBC is. All right. So, all right, next. My 3 games is this. Of course, the Orange Blossom Classic. All right. The Bayou Classic, because I want to see Hugh and Dooley, because I mean it's supposed to be the Battle of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Dooley's supposed to be able to out-recruit Louisiana. They're supposed to be able to out-recruit Hugh. That's what everybody was telling me. They got Dooley, I trust. What Hugh are you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Pop Warner Classic until it's the Pop Warner Classic. You know what I'm saying? So the Bayou Classic. And Texas Southern versus Jackson State. Listen, man. And you, buddy. And Shador, man, these dudes are gonna be seeing each other for the next 4 years. I just think seeing up and coming quarterback play at a high level, it just excites me because of, one, this game is going to be at Texas Southern in Houston, and two, like just 2 great quarterback play. I'm absolutely, and I want to see the growth of both these quarterbacks against each other. And the honorable mention is the Magic City Classic. Listen, Alabama State has been getting their ass whipped for the last 4 years?
Right.
4 years in the Magic City Classic. If Eddie Robinson Jr. don't win no other game, he needs to win this game. I say again, if Eddie Robinson Jr. doesn't win any other game, that real estate agent better win that game, okay? Because no Rocket Mortgage Hornet fan is going to want to deal with another year of Alabama A&M bragging about how they don't win the Magic City Classic again, okay? So you definitely, and your rivals, you definitely got to come through. You definitely got to win that. It's just not even you gotta show up. If they go 1-10, 1-11, as long as they win that Magic City Classic, they good to go.
Bruh, Bama State has to come through this year, but I don't know if it's gonna happen right now. I just think Alabama A&M is just a little bit stronger than them, and they've got that momentum. But these are rivalry games, and they can go either way. So I know this is probably Bama State is going to give tremendous effort in this game, and it's not necessarily been the effort; it's just been the fact that A&M has had Glass all these years. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially with the loss of that Miami QB, what the issue is going to be. Especially if Bama State finds a QB, that's what's going to be the deal.
Absolutely. If Demetrius Davis comes in and does what he's supposed to do, this should be an outstanding game. Listen, I had some more honorable mention. Hey, call lines are open, 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041. You guys got 25 minutes. All right, 25 minutes. The finals comes on at 9 o'clock. That is exactly why we opened the show up early. You got 25 minutes to get your calls in, talk about any topic or ask us a question. Listen, another game of mine was the revenge tour of Quincy Casey, okay? A&M versus Jackson State in Mobile. That was an honorable mention. I had to make a decision. I went with the Magic City Classic because I want to know what the real estate agent is going to do. But listen,
look, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Good.
I'm going out on a limb because again, it's different when you have to defend your title. It just is. Teams play you different. They scheme you different, and it's not gonna be easy for Jackson State to slide through this year. They can get knocked off with a couple, so it's gonna be interesting.
I'll say this: I would be more impressed with Jackson State this year if they went
undefeated.
Undefeated, absolutely. I think I would look more. I would say this: I would have so much disdain for the coaches that allow I won't say allow because nobody allows you to win, but I would really feel bad for the coaches, and I would really have a strong disdain for the coaches if somehow Jackson State is able to go undefeated, because I think to know what a team is bringing, right? Of course, talent changes and everything like that, but you know the scheme that they're bringing. You know the quality of players that they're going to bring. You know that you had to recruit and upgrade your talent. And the fact that you will allow them to go undefeated again in your conference lets me know how truly dominant what Jackson State is bringing in talent-wise is just head and shoulders above everybody. So if that happens, but once again, football is a game of inches. You know, I give credit where credit is due if, you know, they beat a Southern by 3 points and the ball just bounced their way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, some things you just can't, like, you know, if you go back and look at the Jackson State season, there's a lot of things that went in their favor that the game could have went a different way. The PV game, the SWAC championship game is by far the biggest testament to that. If they had a quarterback that wasn't Ray Charles playing quarterback, that game is a blowout. That game is an absolute, I'm serious. I mean, I got a woman. I mean, like, for real, if you just had anybody playing quarterback, my mama playing quarterback that could throw a 20-yard out pass, you win that game. For real. So it's just little things like that. And Jackson State took advantage of they were just a better team to take advantage of those opportunities.
I mean, Prairie View kicked the ball to the darn kick returner dude, you know, to begin that second half. And then they got a cheap touchdown off of the with the interception in the defense. So, bruh, it's gonna be interesting going forward. Jackson State, I don't think is going undefeated this year. This is gonna be interesting.
It will be interesting. And Russell Haynes, you're absolutely right. My apology, it was supposed to be SWAC games. I put HBCU games. Listen, bro, that's why I'm late, because I be rushing. So excuse me for my misquote. All right. But listen, I am ready for the season. I want to also, guys, give you a heads up. This will be the last Afterglow show for a while. We're not going to try to force anything on you guys because it's not much, it's not much stuff coming in and coming out like that. But any breaking news or anything heavy, we definitely would jump on a Monday. But look for us to come back in July. All right, somewhere close around SWAC Media Day, when the camps are coming back, players are coming back in, things are, picking back up and heating up and stuff like that. In the meantime, I will be trying to transition to I got another show that I'm bringing up in the mix as well. So I'm gonna try to get that show up off the ground. The Afterglow show is a staple of this channel, so it is what it is. But it's a lot of stuff I'm trying to do for season 2 to kind of give you a well-oiled machine. So that's it. But let me get to Coach Green. Everybody, listen, everybody, get your headache medicine together. All right, get your headache medicine on you, right? If you got Excedrin, go get Excedrin. If you take Tylenol, go get Tylenol, because it's gonna make your head hurt. Okay, just want to make that very clear. Hey, Coach Green, you live.
Hey, dog, don't disrespect me like that, man. Number one, you are 5 hours away from me now, so I will pull up.
Pull up. Listen, meet me at the Coca-Cola factory, sir. Meet me at the Coca-Cola factory
It's going down.
It will go down. We going in there and taste all the Coca-Cola.
Listen, I'll take you on a nice tour.
Hey, you don't want these problems. You be drinking a lot of Coke when I'm done.
I only drink Sprite though, but go ahead.
Hey, messing with you made me lose my chain of thought. Messing with you, hey, bro, you gotta stop messing with me like that, man. But anyway, I would say this: when FAMU and SU play, we're gonna beat both of y'all into wearing SU shirts.
Y'all not winning and brag. I'm letting y'all know that.
That's actually an interesting game as well. I can't even fake that. That's actually
Scotty only allowed me to have 3 games. So I had to go with the top 3, and I couldn't be biased. But FAMU Southern every year is a game you want to see. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this year is the year. This is the year.
Y'all not winning in Tallahassee this year.
So, right now I can't do a whole lot of talking trash right because
y'all got y'all tail whooped the last couple of years, so it's a no. Sorry.
All right, and this is another. Hey, so Scotty,
what's up?
Now that I'm thinking about it, you said you about to start a new show, so you about to start that volleyball show.
This dude. Hey, no, listen, I don't gotta start a I don't gotta start a volleyball show. Best believe volleyball will be talked about. Listen, when does the season even start? Somebody tell me that. When does the season start?
September.
September. Okay.
Hey, every time Grambling play, you gotta have a show about that now.
Every time. Listen, it's gonna be a Lucas report. What are you talking about? I already got the name for it and everything. It's called the Lucas report. Like, listen, I stay on. I stay on top of that. That's nothing. That's nothing.
Hey, this is a question for both of y'all. How y'all feel about the new AD hire at Valley?
It's the toughest job in the SWAC, if you ask me, just because you've got to be able to build resources or gather resources for a school that is in the Delta. So that's really job one, to find a way to generate revenue out in the country like that. So it's tough, but I wish him well. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
I would have
coming off the Ashley Robinson tree.
I would have. I think having Ashley Robinson as a mentor, or hopefully he's his mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like he can reach out and things like that because that is his alma mater. He has worked there. I think having that in your back pocket always is a big help. But me personally, I probably would have went with Willie Totten just because of the relationship with Jerry Rice. I would have given Willie that respect. And I know and listen, I know I'm the biggest advocate of, like, let's not do, that's my homeboy, da. But I just think Willie Totten has given so much to the school, with his time, his play. He's a legend. I would have went that direction. And if it failed, then there was no coming back to that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like that situation is always in the back of your mind. Like, what would it be if Willie Totten would have been the AD? If not, then it's not. But people in here, it's one guy said, hell no, not Willie Totten. So I guess it's something I don't know, but I probably would have went that route just because of the relationship with Jerry Rice. Hopefully, connections matter. I don't know what the kid from JSU knows or does know or doesn't do, but he said he worked in former compliance, so they should be able to definitely be on the up and up on that.
I ain't 35. I ain't only 35.
That's big. That's a big time move. That's a big time. It's a big resume builder. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and this is my last question, and then I'm done. This is for Kofi because you already did the show on this. Kofi, how do you feel about the hire with Damian Wilson beating out Ed Reed and Ray Lewis? How you feel about that?
At Morgan State?
Yeah.
I think it was the right hire for Morgan State, to be honest, because Damian Wilson has the record. I mean, Ed Reed, love him, but he doesn't have college head coaching experience. He doesn't know what it's like to be in the trenches at an HBCU where you have to do more with less. This guy's a proven head coach who has already won games, won playoff games. He understands the area right there in Bowie. He's already recruited that area. He knows what he needs to do. Now, obviously, I think that Ray Lewis and Ed Reed are going to get a chance. But, if you're going up against an experienced head coach, it's going to be a tough call. That's like if, let's say, God forbid, Willie Simmons leaves, right? Willie Simmons leaves. You're going to have Ed Reed. You're going to have Ray Lewis. You're going to have, what's the man's name? Randy Shannon. That's going to be a name that people are going to be looking at. You're going to have a number of people that are going to be coming after that FAMU job. So it's kind of like you know, experience. What are you looking for? If you're looking for height, you know, then you go the Ray Lewis route, who's going to be able to tap into that Baltimore Ravens market, as well as probably your Ed Reed, who's a little bit more, who goes about his business differently. But the safe choice was Damon.
Hey, appreciate the call, Coach Green. Hey, this is I'm gonna say this, right? Because I actually had a conversation with a Morgan State alum and former football player. He said from his dealings, his talks with the administration is that they were tired of being a stepping stone for a school. They said they didn't want to hire. He said, this is what he heard. He said they didn't want to hire somebody that was just trying to check the box to say we've been a head coach so they can go be a head coach at their alma mater or a job in the Power Five because where they feel they should be. They said they wanted somebody who wanted the job, who was going to stay there, build the program back to relevancy, and then roll with it like that. And when you put it like that, I definitely respect that decision because of what you're trying to do long-term wise. But me, pimp me for 2 years. Pimp me for 2 years. Listen, stepping stone, Kurt Franklin stomp. Listen, I'm trying to get every bit of you.
Now, anybody else, I can understand, right? But Damon Wilson is a bad boy.
He's dope. Oh, he's fire. Oh, and I said that in my show. I said, please don't let my affinity for Ray Lewis and Ed Reed dismay like Damon Wilson was not a great hire. He's an absolute great hire. But the only difference is it doesn't matter what Damon Wilson does. He would never attain to the he could go on. And Zoe called in on the show and he said it perfectly. I need a snippet. He said it perfectly. He said, it doesn't matter if Damon Wilson goes undefeated for 3 years straight. It doesn't hit the same if Ray Lewis and Ed Reed would have done it. It just doesn't. It just does not. You know what I'm saying? So
the hype machine would have been a whole lot bigger with Ray.
Ooh.
It would have been crazy. You would have had a bunch of from a marketing standpoint, you would have had a bunch of white people that would have been possibly coming to the game just because of Ray Lewis. You know, what's the little squirrel? The little squirrel dancing?
Oh, yeah. I'm from Maryland. Oh, let's go. You know, I'm in there. I'm Maryland all the way. So, but my thing is, you've played at y'all have gone to Morgan State. How much does Morgan State hold?
Right now it's 10, but they could have been able to go to the Ravens Stadium and play, depending on who they were playing. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real. So listen, man, I had a Maryland dude call in. It was just so disrespectful. He made me feel like he made me want to disown Maryland for a second. He called in talking about, you think Ray Lewis would bring excitement to Morgan State? I said, hell yeah. Bama's just gonna be in there. I said, listen, man, I'm from the DMV area. Out of the Metroplex of Maryland, DC, and Virginia, you can get 10,000 Bamas who just want to see Ray Lewis coach.
Ray Lewis is a personality of all the people that's out there. If you're trying to get or find somebody that's going to be near the Deion level in terms of hype, in terms of personality and connections, Ray Lewis is that dude because he loves the microphone and loves to be seen.
Man, listen, he could have. I would have just loved to see his acceptance speech. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have been up there. You know, football is about more than just the ball and the man. Football is about what's in your chest, and you playing for the brother next to you. All right, because it's a lot of God stuff with him and Deion. They be preaching. They be talking about God a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. They be talking about God a lot. But
he's a man of God. I have to give it up. He knows the Lord.
So he knows the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I think having his homeboy Deion at Jackson State would have definitely had an insight. You know, he bringing Ed Reed. You know that was a guarantee. You know that was a package deal. That was a defensive coordinator. He the head coach. You are locking every transfer in Maryland down. There's nobody coming out of the state of Maryland that would not have wanted Morgan State to come to their house. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying Morgan State dropped the ball because I love the hire. Okay, I love the hire. I'll just say you fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag. You didn't fumble the hire. You had a great hire. Damon Wilson's an awesome hire. Sewell, his boy Anton's coming back to be the defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? That's legit. That's your boys. Y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna do it up. You didn't fumble the hire. You just fumbled the bag. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So it is. They would have been there. But Kofi, anything else before we get up out of here? Anything with the Bowling Strike Zone coming up?
Well, you know, we got stuff to talk about with the season coming up, and we got a couple of different coaches that are going to be coming on. I believe Coach Simmons is going to be coming on real soon. So yeah, tune in because we still got the FAMU 18 and the search.
Have y'all not? Y'all still haven't?
It is the search that doesn't end.
Let him chop
and
the
it goes on.
Bang, bang. Listen, man. First of all, I want to make this very clear. How does Coach Willie Simmons not come on? How are you a FAMU and you can't get Coach Willie Simmons to come on the show?
Oh, he's coming on. We laid him because we had to strategically kind of place him. So, but he's been on like at least 4 times
on this show.
Oh, you want to come on this show?
How has he never come?
I've never asked him to come on the off script, but you know, when we come back in July, we can make that happen. All
right. If he needs us to come back earlier than that, I'll come back earlier than that because I know he ain't gonna come on with just me. I don't think he gonna do that. I think he would come on with you because it's a little, it's a little buffer there. Me, I'm asking, but my interviews are real chill. Like my interviews ain't nothing crazy. It's just, hey, let's get to know you, man. I'm gonna ask you about the Orange Blossom Classic and why you ain't run the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Southeast Louisiana. The same questions I asked Coach KJ is literally the same questions I'm gonna ask Coach Willie if he came on. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And how you feel about the Gaucher, O'Shea, Ole, don't matter. You got 5 guys. Listen, man, you gotta ask questions that people want to know. And people, the streets want to know.
The
streets want to know. You know what I'm saying? He get on
that
there.
need to be a topic when we come back, bro. The streets want to know. Along with give me the belt, the streets want to know what the street is saying.
Hey, listen, that's gonna be funny during the season. Who gets the belt for the season? Like,
Ooh, Jesus,
calling Blad plays and all type of stuff. Yeah, man, listen, that belt gonna be big as crap. But yeah, man, Coach Willie Simmons, I'd have been on Roland Martin. You can't come on my show, Willie. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's wild, bro. I just the disrespect, man.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't asked, so I will ask.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm gonna let it slide now. I'm gonna let it slide. But, just know you. I'm not gonna say it right here. But anyway, hey, what question? Listen. Dang, I wish Key was here. I just emailed. Well, I didn't email. Key's she's my COO, so she does all my emailing. So Key emailed Andrew Roberts to see when the credentials will come in and everything like that. So I'm telling you right now, Andrew Roberts I'm telling you. Listen, believe me when I say, there's a lot of things that I don't play about. I'm not playing about this one. Let them deny my credentials for SWAC Media Day. It's going to be Armageddon on this channel. I just want to make that very clear. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. It will be Armageddon on this channel. I'm going straight. What's that book where they say burn the ships and no turning back? I'm that. I'm straight. What's the story in the Bible where God told him, don't bring nobody back, kill everybody?
I don't know what story you're talking about.
It was Joshua, I think, where he told some of the warriors, he told one warrior where they had.
You talking about that one?
Yeah. And somebody brought somebody back.
Battle of Ai.
Yeah. He was like, don't bring nobody back, kill everybody. And somebody brought the women and children back. He was like, I told you to kill everybody. That's how I'm feeling. When I'm telling you, let him deny that credential. I'm straight Bible belt. It's a Bible belt whooping. I'm telling you, it's a Bible belt whooping. I'm not playing no games. No games. I'm just saying. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. He gonna probably bust in here talking about.
Calm down.
Set it down.
Calm down. Calm down. Breathe deep.
I'm just telling you
Breathe deep. Breathe deep.
what it is. I just want to.
Well, cool. Let's go watch this game.
Yeah. Hey, make sure y'all tune into the game. We appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Hey, also, listen, coming up in the next couple weeks, I'm giving away Jackson State season tickets. Make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm trying to get some other season tickets for other teams that I'm gonna give away on the channel as well before the scorched earth. Exactly. I'm gonna try to buy some other season tickets to give them away on the channel as well. So, and I'll give more information about that going forward. But listen, until next time, that's my man Kofi. I'm your boy Scotty, and you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler. God bless.